Hi everyone, Ray from Pro String again. Today's tutorial will be on a badminton, it's been that kind of day, on a Babolat Pure Aero Team Rafa, or known as the Rafa Team, Babolat Rafa Team, but it's a Pure Aero Rafa Team. We'll be using, I'm trying to cover the name up here because the name is on the reel and the phone number, and it's actually a sponsored player by Babolat. Maybe I should just keep my mouth shut. I don't want to get anybody in trouble, but hopefully I've covered this well enough. Pro String Pentagon, despite them having access to Babolat strings, etc. Here you have it. They are choosing and willing to pay for Pro String Pentagon 125 millimeters. This is actually under 12 kid who played Orange Bowl not that long ago. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. National champion. I think he was under 10s, under 12s as well, if I'm not mistaken. Excuse me. So, find your middle point. Put your racket nicely onto your machine, regardless of which one it may be. And as you can see, I'll open up there's no real pressure applied. Should double check my measurements. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Leave yourself a little piece. And then measure with the other side, run the string along your fingers or hand, and that should do the job. Cut yourself a nice sharp angle on both ends of the string to make your life a little bit easier. This does have 6 holes at the bottom, 3 loops if you'd like, therefore always going to start from the top of the frame to the bottom, come back down, around and up. Pretty straightforward. This player wants 21 kilos, which I forgot how much is in pounds, despite my stringing machine Wilson Biota Original being able to change. I just say, Alexa, 21 kilos in pounds.
21 kilograms is about 46 pounds 5 ounces.
46.5. Or we go, Alexa, 21 times 2.2.
21 times 2.2 is 46.2.
46.2. So that's actually, I've never done that before. Asking 2 different ways. Kilos to pounds, I always just multiply 1 kilo by 2.2. Most people in the UK do go by pounds. I do, obviously, London being so diverse, lots of Europeans in the UK and lots of other nationalities, of course. So I do get people asking me for both metric systems. However, I grew up in Spain, so I'm quite familiar with kilos as well. But of course, when we're dealing with 0.1s, etc., I'd rather be safe than sorry. And I'm just going to double check that now. Alexa, 21 times 2.2.
21 times 2.2 is 46.2.
46.2. There you have it. I like to double check, even though I strung a racket of this player a little while ago, as in a couple hours ago, but then I had to do a few other jobs that required more urgent attention, which these are as well. Actually, express service, same day on the spot. I do charge £10 extra. Next day is £8 extra. Not a big difference, but obviously if you want to be leader of the pack, or you want us to prioritize your racket, then of course it does cost more, just surely because of the demand that comes through Pro String. So as you've seen, I pulled 3 on each side. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4 even on this side, but I did 3 and 3. I didn't do 4 and then 3. If you go back, you will see what I mean. Always trying to string symmetrically compensating each side respectively, trying to reduce as much stress to the frame as possible. When this racket did come out, I really liked the paint job. But I don't know if I've changed my mind. It's okay, there's nothing wrong with it. What do you guys think? Like the paint job? And there you have it. That's 6 to each side. Again, this is the Babolat Pure Aero Rafa Team, 285 grams, 16-19 stringing pattern. As far as I'm concerned, all the Pure Aeros are 16-19. The only thing that does vary is the weight along the different rackets within the collection, let's say. So you've got the light, Pure Aero Light, 270 grams. I think there is a super light as well, 250 grams, 260 or 250. Don't quote me, one or the other for sure. Like I said, the 285, which is this one, is Team. And then you've got the normal classic Pure Aero Rafa as well, 300 grams. And then I don't think there is a 315 in this one. The Pure Drive, for example, does offer the Tour, but I don't think there's a Pure Aero Tour. You have the Pure Aero 98, which again is, I believe, 16-19 if I'm not mistaken. I don't see that racket often at all. It's 98 square inch as to 100, as the whole collection is 100, except for the 98, which comes in at 305 grams only in that racket head size. Parnell knot, so we're going down and back up this same loop or hole or whatever you want to call it. As you can see, I have a nice little gap here, if you can see it, down and back through that very first knot I did. There's normally two sides of the first knot divided into between the main string, let's say, that runs across, that we're tying our knot onto. You want to go through the bigger side, and then of course you're going to find your first knot, which you can give it a little pull, and you should be able to see that. And you pull on it, not too tight. I know I go on my tiptoes, it's just a habit. It might look like I'm pulling quite tight, but I'm not pulling all that tight. Right, and those are our main strings completed. So now we're going to do our crosses on 7.5 lengths of the racket. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.5. Find yourself a knot. I always double check. So yeah, you do need to start on a specific side here. It doesn't tell you though. It doesn't tell you. If you look into the grommets, which is a bit tricky. Oh no, actually no, you don't need to. You can start anywhere. If I'm not mistaken, you can start anywhere. There are some Babolat models out there that do require you to start one side or the other. And I believe this isn't one of them. I just always double check though, even if I know the model and stuff, I just OCD, or I don't know what you want to call it, but I always like to double check. And again, here you go, triple checking. Good to go. So this string is, like I said, Pro String Pentagon. It's our own home brand string, made in Germany. This is actually going to hurt my finger quite a bit. I have a little cut on my index finger, and this is as the name would suggest, it is in shape of pentagon, so it's 5-sided. So you might feel some significant bit more on your fingers, a bit harsher on the fingers. I'm going to use my middle finger underneath the racket instead of my index finger because it's actually starting to get quite bad. Well, at least for stringing purposes, not for normal life or tennis or anything like that, but yeah, it's opening up more and more. I don't know if I'm on my 10th racket today or so. 10:51 p.m. London, UK time. 10:51 at night. So using my index finger, it takes me a bit more effort. And as you can see, I'm stringing one ahead. What does that mean? That means I am weaving 2 strings at a time. Well, one at a time. One, and then another. Why do we do that? It just simply makes the weaving process easier. So instead of just doing one at a time, as I would, I could pull the string and just do one, it actually makes this next weave, the one you're doing in front or ahead of yourself, it makes it easier. Yep. Nice little tip there for you. Right, I need to find something for my finger. I have these special, whatchamacallit, just have it here. I'll survive, whatever. Well, a bag full of finger stuff there, finger protectors, or just had it on the floor a second ago. Anyway. How did I say it was? 10:53. So I've got this one. This player specifically has brought 3 rackets. This evening for tomorrow, I believe we've got a competition coming up. And the father was actually telling me earlier by text message I had to leave very quickly when he dropped them off. That he notices the difference between even my guys, myself and other stringers that work with me. Not full-time stringers, but almost daily. I have to use someone to help out. Just can't keep up with demand on my set by myself. Not anymore, at least. It's been quite a few years now. In any case, the kid, despite only being 11, 12 years old, he notices when I string his racket or somebody else from the team, from the pro string team. And supposedly when he goes to events, maybe smaller events in itself, he gets really annoyed with the stringers because he just doesn't like how a lot of them string. Oddly. Strange to hear such a young player or girl, boy, in this case boy, but that they're so aware of who's stringing the racket. And in all fairness, the father, well, I think he's the stepfather, sorry, in case I stumble against this on this video, they the father played at a good level as well. I think he played college in the States, and he's fully aware of what a good stringing job looks like, sounds like, and plays like. I don't really think he plays much anymore, just with his stepson who he coaches him full time. Travels with him as well, does quite a bit of traveling already in his young age, which I witnessed myself through my brother's tennis career, who's currently about 300 ATP. Yeah, the finger, my index finger is toasted. I mean, it's pathetic that you probably think, but I mean, the string is going right in between. It's red raw. I don't think it was from stringing either. But these things happen. I think it was a paper cut or something I must have been doing, I don't know where or what, but not fun. But either way, I think we're doing this in a not so bad time. I'm not rushing it, I'm not trying to impress you guys. I'm just trying to take you through as many steps as possible, give you as much advice as possible. If you do have this knob on your machine, use it. I know a lot of the more cheaper line strings, cheaper stringing machines will not have that feature on it. So I have a hole that I've just gone through here. It's covered by a main string. No issues, simple enough. Polyesters tend to go through quite well. Oh, I really cannot pull the string with my finger. Excuse me. Right, I'm just going to pull the one string because I know that stringing one ahead of myself now, one ahead, one in front, it's not going to work. Don't know if you guys can see, it's going to be black on black, but however, there is a main string covering the hole I've just gone through, and again here, the string has just naturally come out through the top of the main string or your vertical string, and I'm going to go back through the top. This one's also covered. I'm going to go through the top of the covered string, let's say. You need to be always going over the top and the top. So if the string's like that, if the string's being covered, you go over, and the other one as well over. Don't go over under, because then you have a funny looking thing like that, which won't look great. Not that you can really see it on this racket much, but for those of you who are looking to do a close to perfect job, then that's what I recommend. Finishing up here, guys, don't forget to up the tension 15 to 20%, and that's it. Any questions, please leave them in the comment box. I'm going to tie my knot, finishing knot, which is the Parnell knot in my case. there you have it, guys. As you see, no issues taking the racket off the machine. If you're having issues getting the racket off the machine, that just means you have put the racket on the machine or the mounting system far too tight. You need to loosen up a bit, give the racket some space to go into its shape and form that it needs to take after restringing, which are two different shapes, from unstrung to strung. Obviously, logically, one unstrung has no tension in it, and then strung has X or Y tension. Very happy with that. All right, 21 kg, 46.2 pounds, done. Hopefully we'll have another happy customer. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. Have a good one and happy stringing. Take care. Bye-bye.